right, everybody. Albion Online Abyssal Depths update introduction. Let's get into it.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this Albion Online Dev Talk. Today, I'm very excited to announce our next major update, Abyssal Depths, which is set to launch on June 30th. This is the first in a series of 3 Dev Talks that will introduce and explore the update in detail.
Okay, so we're going to have 3 update videos for this update. Now, guys, I know that I haven't been in Albion Online a lot lately, but I have some plans for it after my last video. I got sidetracked with some other games, but I definitely want to get back into it. So let's check out what these updates are looking like.
Today's video will serve as a brief overview, while the next 2 will take a deeper dive into specific features. Let's start with a bit of background. With features like the Smuggler's Dens, safe portals, and dynamic encampments, the last few updates for Albion Online have been focused heavily on improving the open world. And with your continued feedback, we feel like we've managed to bring it to a strong, thriving state with active populations engaging across a wide range of content.
Heck yeah, this game is one of the most played MMOs right now. The amount of people playing this whenever I log in is huge. Huge!
Now, as we look forward, we've been reflecting on community feedback regarding other areas of the game, as well as the overall player progression through Albion's many activities. And we've identified a few key areas that we want to tackle next. Over the course of a player's journey, from their first steps in Albion to becoming a seasoned veteran, there are many small hurdles, but also a few major ones. Overcoming these hurdles is part of what makes Albion fun and rewarding, but there are 2 particular points where we see a lot of players drop off. The first is right after the tutorial ends. Players are suddenly on their own in a vast sandbox, and for many, that leap is overwhelming. We want to make this transition smoother. The second hurdle comes a bit later. Many players tend to stay within the safer zones of the Royal Continent, and that's perfectly fine. Not everyone needs to venture into the most dangerous parts of the game. That said, we believe the high-risk areas of Albion offer some of the most exciting and rewarding gameplay the world has to offer. For those curious to take the next step, we want to make the transition more approachable. So with Abyssal Depths, we're focusing on 2 major goals. Firstly, we want to revitalize instanced PvP, both as a stepping stone for new PvPers and as a fresh challenge for veterans.
Instanced PvP! Oh, it sounds exciting!
Secondly, we want to significantly improve the new player experience, helping players find their footing more confidently.
That would be where our character was at that particular time. For those of you that watched my last Albion Online video, we had an old Albion Online character that I hadn't touched for a long time, came back, went through the newer tutorial, was fun. That's basically where things ended, but where I want to pick it up here.
Let's begin with the instance PvP side. Instance PvP settings, such as Arena or Hellgates, serve as a bridge between safer zones and the open world. It's structured, it's predictable, and maybe most importantly, it offers players a chance to learn the ropes without risking gear loss. It's also easier to balance and great for small-scale, skill-based encounters. To offer an additional exciting entry point into this kind of content, we're introducing a brand new type of dungeon. In the depths of Caerleon lie ancient aqueducts that now serve as the battlegrounds of this new feature. Accessible through the Antiquarian's Dens, a new staging ground for this content, they are fast-paced, high-stakes dungeons for groups of 2 or 3 players.
Ooh, I like
Face
that.
off against monsters and other players in a collapsing dungeon filled with tactical objectives, spirits to collect, and strategic decisions to make.
That sounds good.
Each run is a test of risk versus reward, and no 2 will ever feel quite the same. And yes, there are new unique rewards too.
Sweet.
To further enhance the instance PvP experience across the board, corrupted dungeons and hellgates will now also be accessible directly from the new Antiquarian's Dens. While we're incredibly excited to see players jump into action in the new dungeon, we've also used this opportunity to make targeted improvements to these existing features, ensuring they stay competitive, rewarding, and fun. Now, let's talk about the new player experience.
So I'm curious though, because I haven't done any of that stuff, but I'm curious to see if you can just roll queue for that, like in Dungeon in World of Warcraft, where you just like queue up and it will automatically put you with, a team of 2 or a team of 3 or whatever. I hope that's the case. Because if you have to be online at the same time as one of your friends to do that, that's going to limit the availability of people to do that, I feel. Like everybody's schedule is always so crazy, especially as you get, older and more responsibility and all that kind of stuff. So I'm curious about that. If you know, please put it in the comment.
We've made significant improvements to how Albion introduces itself to new players. One of the key changes is the integration of the post-tutorial experience into the existing Albion journal, which now serves as a much clearer and more structured guide through the early stages of the game. Instead of relying on a scattered set of quest givers, players are now directed through a set of tutorial tasks that are more cohesive and intuitive. These tasks start with simple objectives like clearing a tier 3 dungeon and gradually open to broader goals such as earning your first significant amounts of silver, all designed to provide helpful direction while still encouraging players to explore and find their own path. Additionally, we've improved the UI, added interactive tutorial features, and made a number of changes to the early game flow to better reflect the long-term Albion experience, especially around crafting, the Destiny board, and the use of buildings. And of course, these aren't the only things coming in this update. Abyssal Depths also brings a host of additional improvements, including a brand new batch of crystal weapons, a complete rework of the learning point system, a streamlined combined HUD tracker, a fully revamped marketplace categorization system to make navigation easier, as well as...
The market in Albion Online is sick. Like, it's sick. You could literally just play the game for the market and number crunch. Not that that's something that I'm interested in, but it's really cool the way they got the market set up and how it's like all sandbox. People just contributing everything.
There's various other improvements and quality of life changes throughout the game. So that's a quick look at what we're aiming to achieve with this update. A clearer sense of direction for new players and a more exciting, accessible entry point into PvP.
All right, the PvP thing for me is the most exciting. I didn't feel like I was discombobulated as a new player going through the tutorial. There was a lot of like kind of tracking going on. I don't know what's going to be different here, but it wasn't that bad. So anything they do to make that better, that's great. I'm most excited about the PvP here, and I do hope it's instanced, but I don't know. I'm kind of prepared to be told otherwise. You'll have to let me know in the comments.
This gives you a short introduction of what our goals for the coming update are, and just a first glimpse of what's coming. Soon, we will return with the next Dev Talk, taking a full deep dive into the new dungeon and the broader instance PvP revamp. We can't wait to show you more. Until then, thanks for watching and stay tuned.
All right, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Sounds super good to me. I'm looking forward to their next update. Take care, stay classy. God bless.